Good morning, Kitchen Witches. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, and this is your tarot and menu planning inspiration for the day. I want to apologize for those of you that have been following me for a little bit. I kind of went MIA. I had to deal with some family business, but I am back. And where I was, the internet was so slow. So I couldn't upload any videos, even though I tried. Just part of the journey. So let's shuffle the cards, and see what we've got for today's inspiration. I am Chef Lisa, editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine. And this is exactly what we do for the magazine. We pull a tarot card, and that's what guides us towards all the recipes that we put in each magazine. So it's a different approach, but really worth it. So if you're pulling a card anyway for the card of the day, why not have it plan your meals too? All right. What is the card for Wednesday, June 17th? Here we go. Nice. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, a minor arcana. So threes, the third major arcana is the Empress. So Empress energy is in this card. And this is the suit of Wands. Wands are all about our fire, passion, what we get out of bed for every morning. It's our inspiration, it's our manifestations. So this card with three, they've already gone through the one, right? So they've internalized what it is they want. They may be asked for another opinion from the other. So that would be bringing in the two. And now they're ready to expand to the three. So as this minor arcana is depicted by Pamela Coleman Smith, who was the first to actually draw pictures for the minor arcana. Before that, it was just the suit. So this would just have been three wands. No other pictures at all. But here we have something. Right? So we've got this individual who has their back to us, but what they're looking out upon is the vastness of what's in front of them. So it's unlimited potential, really. The way this is drawn, it looks like he's standing on a little bit of a precipice or a mountain. It's more or less looks like sand, or it could be desert-like conditions, but beyond that is the water. And sometimes I've seen this card depicted as someone looking over a harbor with ships coming in or ships all around. So for that very reason, this also is known to be foreign travel being part of the meaning of this card. Maybe foreign travel is in your future or in your sight line, yes? But mostly it's about expansion and growth. And that's where our beautiful Empress energy comes in, because it helps with that, right? The Empress is Mother Nature. She's Gaia. She makes all things sprout. So to have her energy part of this in the manifestation of something new, it's almost like a golden ticket that it's going to come true, right? So if this is our card for the day, we are going to think about all the seeds that we've planted so far, all the little daydreams that we've had up until today. Being a minor arcana, it's only going to be the fleeting moment of the day. So it's not heavy energy that's going to hang over us until we make that move. This is just a fleeting energy, but it is a day where you can start to get something started, whether it be planning it out in your mind, but it's lighting the fire under the thing that you want to manifest. That's today, right? So have that vision, look out and see what you can start to do to make it come true and come to you, right? Or go to it if it is foreign travel, right? Go where you're thinking you want to go to experience whatever that is that needs to happen for you to move on to the next thing in your life and building those building blocks, yes? So that's what this card is all about, the Three of Wands. Now, bringing it into the kitchen, I'm thinking we want to explore new foods, right? We're going to explore what's out there and see if anything is something that we want to move into our daily, weekly, monthly, yearly repertoire of food that we make on a regular basis. So for breakfast, I'm thinking it's a Turkish street food, more or less, but you can have it as breakfast, you can have it as a snack, or you can even serve it for dessert. And that is called kanafi. Kanafi. K-N-I-F-E-E-F-E, I think. You can look it up online, kanafi. And what it is phyllo dough that's been shredded very fine so that it resembles almost like straw from, to build a nest, which is exactly what we're going to do. So you take your, and you could buy it this way if you have the luxury of having a Middle Eastern or Middle Eastern grocery somewhere near you. You can buy the shredded phyllo in the frozen section as you would any phyllo dough. If you don't have it, then the other way to do it is to just buy the phyllo sheets that you would if you were going to make, say, a spanakopita or anything, that's more generally used for the sheets of phyllo. And you could put them in your food processor and just whip them around, right? And they'll shred. So that's one way of doing it, or buy them as, shredded already. You take them, you lay them down in a casserole dish. And then you're going to top them with cheese. And you want a cheese that has a really good cheese pull, right? Because that's the end result we want from this dish. So mozzarella would work fabulous. And if you taint the mozz with a little feta cheese, you have that salty brininess that's going to go into the mild flavors of the mozzarella. And the reason I'm saying mozzarella, there is a traditional cheese that's used, but it's hard to find here in America. So a good substitute would be mozzarella. So you have your one layer of the shredded phyllo, you put in your cheese layer, you add another layer of the shredded phyllo dough, and then you douse the whole thing in either butter or olive oil. Bake it until it's crisp and golden brown, and the cheese is just oozing goozy, right? But you're not going to stop there. When it comes out of the oven, you have made a simple syrup. The simple syrup is just simple, right? So it's 1 part water to 1 part sugar. And then what you're going to do is you can stop there and just do that. Or if you're, again, luxury to find rose water, which is readily available now, even in conventional grocery stores in the international aisle, rose water, or orange blossom water, had to remember. That's great. Put like 4 drops of each into your simple syrup. And that's going to bring out, just beautiful smells and tastes. And it's going to just make the whole thing 1 notch higher. So when it comes out of the oven, you pour that simple syrup over the top and let all that phyllo and cheese absorb it. So you don't cut into it until you don't see any of that syrup anymore. It's all absorbed now. From there, you can cut it into triangles or squares, and it's a delicious breakfast. Really, really good. You can make this in advance, and you can heat it up as a portion. But, you know, just heat it up so you can get that cheese pull and all the joy that comes with the delicious flavors that are involved in a kanafi. Breakfast, done. Moving on to lunch. I'm thinking pizza, but not any kind of pizza, because remember, we're trying new foods. So this is called, let me see if I can get this right, lahmacun. It's a Turkish pizza. It's flatbread. You take minced meat of any flavor, right? So you can do beef, you can do lamb, which probably would be traditional. You can do turkey, you can do chicken, whatever ground meat you have, sausage, sure. And you're gonna lay that, well, at first you're gonna mix it with a whole bunch of spices. So Turkish spices would be things like cumin, a little sumac, which is like a tart, almost like lemon flavor. You would use paprika, you would use garlic powder, onion powder, and you mix that all into your meat. And then you spread it very thinly over the flatbread. You turn your broiler on, and that's how you're going to cook everything. So you're going to put it under the broiler for, say, 5 minutes, maybe. And what you're doing is cooking the meat, because it's in a very thin layer, on the pita bread. The pita is going to get charred on the outside where there's no meat, and nice and crisp as well. So again, you can stop there, but let's lay another layer on top and do a pickled vegetable that's going to be strewn over the top when it comes out of the broiler. So the pickled vegetable can be anything you can find in a jar in the fresh produce section. It could be sauerkraut, fine. But you know what I mean? Something that's fermented and pickled. Pickled beets, pickled cauliflower, and green beans, right? You can even make it yourself. Pickling is not hard, guys, and it just requires a quick pickle overnight in your fridge. So think about it in advance. Say, I'm going to do that lahmacun tomorrow or today, and let me start the pickling now. There you go. If you have a fresh and save, right, those things where it looks like an immersion blender battery, and it sucks all the air out of either a bag or the glass containers, that will make the pickling process go even faster. So you can do that. So that goes on top of the pizza, and that is lunch, right? Your lahmacun. I'm probably saying it very wrong, so I apologize, but look it up. It's delicious, really, and it's different, but it also is familiar. Okay, moving on. Dinner. So for dinner, I'm thinking we go to Finland, right? It's a far off, not really in most Americans' radar as far as a go-to for cuisines or a go-to for a vacation, but it's a beautiful country, and let's appreciate some of their fine cuisine. So I'm thinking another very long word that I'm not going to pronounce right, but I'm going to try. It's called lohi keito. Lohi keito. And what that is salmon that's poached in a cream sauce. It also has dill in it and potatoes. And in my mind, it's almost like a chowder. It's almost like chowder. It doesn't have the bacon, although you can add it if you wish, but it's almost like a salmon chowder. Very similar. But you can look it up online for the very, perfect ingredients to make it exact. Or you could just say, okay, it's kind of like a chowder. And if you have a favorite chowder recipe, go to, right? But let's go with the salmon. Let's pretend we're in Finland. And let's, have that gorgeous meal. And you could serve that with any bread or biscuit or, anything, just to have something to dip into the gorgeous juices and the soup. It really is. So, all that from the Three of Wands. A great card. It really is. This points you in the direction of where you want to go. So keep yourself healthy, nourish yourself, and I will see you tomorrow.